Hello again, my loves. I did not think I would be back so soon. I thought this might be a weekly thing, but nope. My crown has been tingling ever since I put up the first video, so here we are. And we are just going to get into it. Please remember that if something is not resonating for you, you can just leave it. Not everything has to be for you. You'll know what's for you. Okay, we're gonna start with the Citadel deck. What message do we need today, Spirit? The Alchemist. Okay. And I'm being told to pull another card with this. And two have come. This is hilarious. So I'll just like put this right up front. This is a preface that all these messages that I'm getting, I know they're also for me. I'm sure there might be some at some point that aren't necessarily just for me, but like, okay, let's get into it. We have the Alchemist, we have the Storyteller, and we have the Runaway. And the reason why this is so hilarious to me is because I am a creator. I am a storyteller. My medium is music. I'm a singer. And this is just, look, you have the tools. You have everything you need in order to tell the stories that need to be told. The stories that are, the shadow here is evoking to me that the stories are, no, baby, you can't come up on the table. Thank you. Oh, my cat's trying to come up. Baby. The shadows are also spirit. The shadows are spirit. And we are the ones who get to interpret what the spirits, and I don't mean just spirits that are outside of us. I also mean us as well, because we are spirits. We are spirits incarnate. Hello, my darling. Spirits incarnate in human bodies, right? Okay, she's gonna come up. Come on. Come on. Oh, now you don't want up? Don't be a little bum. Are you coming? Just get your butt up here for a second. Thank you. Okay, hello everyone. This is Yen. Hello. Okay, you've seen it. It's not that interesting. Okay, no, this is not a little bed and resting spot for babies. No, thank you. Okay, back to the reading. Okay. What is the shadow on the wall? Is spirit. That is what spirit is trying to tell us, to create, to tell the story of. And again, we do this, we translate this information from spirit, and again, that involves ourselves, our ancestors, the gods, whatever it is that you believe, whatever it is that you want to call it. We are the ones who get to craft things. We have the tools. We're humans. That is exactly what we do. We became the animal on this planet that used tools and then made up so many things. We were able to build so many things together. And I am being told that this is connected in that way to the last message that came through me, is that there's two sets of hands here. The storyteller is together. Stories cannot be told in a vacuum. We cannot, we are influenced by every single story that we have heard in our lives, whether it is fictional or real, anything on the news, the things that are happening in the world, and also fairy tales and the stories we hear as children, the movies that we watch, the books that we read. Creation happens, storytelling happens in community, and we got to get together. We got to get together and tell some stories together. And here's the runaway, and hi, hello, spirit. Thanks for talking to me. This is just obviously speaking about, running away from our duties as somebody who has the tools to tell the stories, to illuminate the world, to illuminate other people, and ourselves, to bring this light. I mean, this is just evoking a stained glass in a cathedral or something, right? The light of God, the light of spirit coming in and working through us, running away from it, because you know what, this world is ding dang hard to live in. Let's be real. These social pressures that we put on each other, that our entire society puts on us, everything is just can feel so heavy, and that we are unable to do what it is that we came here to do. Because I certainly know that with the gifts that I have been given in this life, that I likely chose for myself in this life, I know that there is something great that I am here to make, that's something that connects with people, myself, connects with the ancestors, because timelessness, stories are, this is something that I often think about, but stories are one of the most important ways that we communicate with each other, because stories are a way to say something pretty deep and powerful without necessarily getting into a fight, without necessarily getting into the weeds of, interpersonal conflict. They are one of the best tools to use to get somebody to walk in somebody else's shoes for a while. Let's see. The other thing too, what I'm seeing here, just with the imagery, is that, look at the beautiful flowers that are happening. Look at this foiled one. But all these beautiful poppies that are coming out. Yes, they, sprouted inside the cage, but this one burst right through and said, no, I am here. I am ready to be seen. Nobody is going to mistake me. Look at me shine. These other flowers too, they were grown in here, but still, they let their blooms come outside. Why would they stay in the cage? Even though we may come from, the way that we are socialized as children, as young people, in these ways that make us think that we must be kept in these boxes, kept in these cages for our lives. We can't be. We cannot be. I mean, all the spirit that's coming through here, we can't be kept in cages. Oh, and I just noticed this right now. Same with all the keys on, I can't even remember what card that was on the last reading that I did. Here's the key. The key is here. The key is in you. The key is you. The cage is, you know, us making up these rules and silly ideas that just try to control other people. We are the key. We need to be who we are. So long as you are not harming yourself or anybody else, you're not harming the earth, you're not harming the waters, you know, the skies, everything that lives here. You need to do what you came here to do. Okay. All right. Let's keep it going. All right. I've got my When Women Had Wings? Yeah, When Women Had Wings deck, tarot. What other messages in regards to this do we have? Spirit, that is the perfect card. I mean, she is somebody who, look at how she holds this wand of passion, of creation, of it's just the fires that burn within us, the fires of inspiration, the fires of the feelings that we have towards one another. She's holding it gently because she knows exactly how to use this tool. She is, and I mean, look at the wings on her. This passion makes her fly. Just kind of speechless with this vibe right now, the feeling that it's evoking. It's so powerful. It's fire in the belly. It is undeniable, and she's in full control of it. She uses the tools that she has available to her in order to transmute the emotions, the deep feelings that she has about the world and the way she has experienced life. And she turns that into something so beautiful that she can fly upon it. So again, here's the artist coming through. And it doesn't matter if you are somebody who actually does any of the arts. This can be you finding that purpose in you that just lights you up, that just, there's endless fuel for this fire in you to be doing what it is that you do. I'm just really vibing with that energy right now. Thank you, Spirit. Both? Yes. Oh my God, look at all these wands. Look at all these wands. Okay. So, it is a lot to carry the kindling or the tools that you need to make your art in this life. It is a lot, because in order to get these tools, in order to be able to use them in a way to transmute the emotions, the experiences that you have had, you have to have had some pretty burdensome experiences, some very deep and heavy emotions. You know, I mean, even without the world being so freaking crazy like it is right now. And again, it's always been crazy. People have always done really awful things. It doesn't matter what time period you're in. But even without that, life can be pretty hard because a lot of us are learning how to be very balanced people. I think that's why we come here. I think that's why we incarnate. Just learning these things that I don't think you can learn if you're just in spirit. And so the thing is about all these things that we learn, all these points of like great passion, whether it is rage or fear, happiness and joy, you know, all these things that happen in our lives. It is heavy to carry, but this is going to fuel so much. This is going to be, these are so many tools. I'm seeing tools, both these as both tools, but also fuel. But we have so many of them at the end. And yeah, they're heavy, but she's got wings. She can fly. Sometimes we can rest and take the time that we need in order to be able to pick this back up and continue forward and continue to build better and more wondrous things. So I'm getting very much like, you know, take your time, take the rest you need when you need it. And don't, this is something I've learned, you know, over the past, I'd say probably 5 years. I'm somebody who works in crazy bursts, and I will either injure myself because I do that, or just really run myself down and get a bit burnt out on things. It doesn't happen so much, you know, with like music and stuff like that, but it does happen. Something that I learned with mixing music is that I absolutely have to take a break when I'm mixing and making sure that every instrument sounds correct, that my vocals sound correct in the mix of the entirety of the song. Because my ears cannot handle, they don't, it's like they forget sort of how to work, and then things just start sounding. Do you know when you say a word over and over in your head or out loud and then it stops making sense? That's what it does. And I wish that like I could have the same sort of reaction physically when I do something that is just gonna maybe injure myself. But I am more mindful now that I absolutely have to take breaks. Some, like, you know, with the music, I will do maybe an hour or two of mixing, and then I will put it away, and I might come back an hour later, and then I might put it away for the night and then come back at it tomorrow. So being able to properly be able to use our tools, understand that like rest is important here. We don't have to do everything all at once. I mean, look at how abundant we are. Look at how much we have. We don't have to do everything all at once. We shouldn't have to. Get your rest. And here with the Page of Wands, this is just, hey, you know what? Here's a new journey that you're going to be starting on. And again, these readings are for me. This is me doing this, doing these readings, because I know that me having more regular, concrete interaction with spirit is going to allow me to connect with humanity, like the collective who is going to be called to these messages. You know, people who are probably quite a lot like me, but also people who, you know, I think of people a lot as a tapestry, threads and colors that go well together. So not just, you know, the same color as me, the same exact type of thread as me. This new thing will also help me in my other creative pursuits. You know, the connection of things. Finding more tools in community with every other spirit who comes around here, and vibes with what is coming through me. Because I'll say right now, I'm working on a very large musical project that I never thought I would ever do. I never thought I would write something like this, but it has become my whole world. The writing has been so slow, but I also know that the time wasn't here yet, even the way I got the idea for it last year. But here we are, and it's time. We have the tools. We have the tools. We have the things that we need. We're going to be building community, and we're going to be starting on where we are headed, where we have decided we wanted our lives to be going. All right, I think a couple more cards. And I'll get my B tarot. Sometimes the last reading and this reading just really makes me wonder, like, wait, you know, my guides, my ancestors, you know, spirit, myself, my higher self, should I really be sharing these readings, or, you know, are they just for me? But I don't get readings like this when I just read just for me. And I think that's an important point to make about how interconnected we all are. And how, again, the weave of the tapestry, we are all woven together. We all affect each other. And it is important for us to understand how interwoven we are. So, you know what? Cool. This may seem like a reading just for me, but it's really not, because again, these vibes are not what I get in readings that I do just alone by myself. But let's get some other cards, Spirit. Ooh, my cards are going all over the place. The Hermit. Well, here's me the past 5 years. Actually, I'll be real, this is me like all the time. I enjoy my own company, and that's very good. But I think what I'm being told here, what I'm being drawn to here, is the fact that, like, we have this lantern, we have the light of the moon here. It is guiding us to this community here, you know. And just because they're bees doesn't mean we can't be in community with them. I think it also is showing me that we can be in community with nature, we can be in community with ourselves, we can enjoy this, but we should be finding our own community as well with other humans. We've learned the magic of the bees in the moonlight, you know, that we've captured some of that moonlight. The bees have shown us, like, you can see the little bits of light in here. The bees have shown us, by being in community with them and alone and isolated with them, so that we could truly learn from them. But we have that lantern light now. We have that captured moonlight. We have that magic. And I think it's time that we come out of this and start on that journey of doing what it is, something maybe we never thought we would do, but doing what it is that we are able to do now with all of our tools, with all of our knowledge, you know, with all of our connection that we have had to whoever it may be. Yeah. Okay, let's get another card. Princess of Pentacles. So more more page vibes. So the princesses in this deck are the pages. This is the start of being able to build up something so beautiful for us with all these tools. I mean, you know, the Pentacles is the practical, physical. Oh God, okay, this reading. This is the physical life. This is the world that you get to live in, you know, in your home, in your everyday life. The physical manifestation that you can make for yourself. And we have the tools. We have the tools. We have the magic. We're not, I mean, we've burst out of this. This isn't even, to me, this is not, we're not running away from it. We've burst out of this cage. We are not allowing ourselves to be caged anymore. We are going to make sure that we take care of ourselves, body, mind, soul, and we are here to use our tools to make something better, to start making this world better. When we make things nice for ourselves, we affect all of the people who come into our lives. When we make things nice in our community, and of course, bees, I mean, honeybees live in these huge communities. When we make things nice in our community, we make things nice for larger than our community, because people will come into our community and see that for themselves and be like, hey, wait, I could do that in my own hometown. You know, I could do that in my own neck of the woods on the internet. This is the start of understanding what our role is in the hive. Understanding what it is that we can contribute to make things better, to make things efficient, to make things so that we are not scrambling. We go out, we get what we need to get, and we figure out where it is that we fit the best. But here's the thing, we're not even figuring out that much because we have all these tools that we are bringing with us. We are just understanding now that we need to be able to do what we can do with our tools going forward, with the focus being that it is to make our world better, the world that we live in, the communities that we live in. And I'm having a bit of a burp right now, so I am definitely, I mean, again, I'm a creative person. I use my voice for things. Throat chakra stuff here, okay? Speaking, writing, getting any sort of communicated message out is going to be very important. So whatever it is that you do that utilizes those kinds of tools in whichever way, like even a painting is a way of communicating, right? Even painting, even dance is a way of telling a story, of telling something that's important for the world to know, even though it uses no words. So take throat chakra as any sort of communication with any of the tools that you have built up, and use them. All right, we'll do just one more card. Okay, 2. Of course. Of course. Okay. Princess of Pentacles. Prince of Pentacles. And the 8 of Jars. And I'm not seeing this. I mean, this is... To me, this isn't even sad. But let's get to Prince of Pentacles first. This... this is somebody who is also going to defend their community. This is somebody who is going to defend the messages, the art, the society that we want to build. This is somebody who is going to defend that with all they've got. Wasps cannot go very far from where their nests are. I believe they can only go about 500 feet or 500 meters. I can't remember. I think the book that I have for this is American, so I'm going to guess feet then. They cannot go very far. They're going to defend their home. And we all know that. We all know that wasp nests are not very friendly. Okay? If you get too close, if you start poking in, they are going to come out and they're going to chase you. And you're not going to like it when they sting you. And all I'm seeing right now, too, these are little wands. I mean, they're obviously very long and pokey, which reminds us, you know, of the ability for a wasp to defend. And, you know, kind of be a jerk, too. But here, this is just saying to me, the tools are here. The tools are where our home is. The tools... the tools are in our community. We need to look inward to community. Find the things that we are able to do within our community. The tools that are within our community. And this is almost, for me, this is almost separate. This is just kind of like a reminder. Whatever it is that has been holding you down. I mean, these jars are heavy, they're full, and yes, they have brought success. I mean, this person is living in a house. It looks like it was nice once. But we must leave behind what is heavy. It might have served us well, and it could still serve us. I mean, this looks like beautiful honey. It would make some good money. But if we are not being served and sustained emotionally, spiritually, you know, even physically, in the place that we are in, we have to leave it behind. I mean, I'm seeing kind of a connection, a bit of a mirroring here. She's not willing to give up on the tools that she has. Once she gets to her destination, she can lay down the tools. And do you know what can happen with those tools? Other people can pick up those tools. This person is leaving this behind. He doesn't even want to carry it with him. He doesn't want to take his bee gear, his bee outfit. I mean, the house has been in disrepair for a while. This place is not truly a good place for this person to be. And so leaving it behind is the best thing we can do so that we can start going on our journey forward, getting things started, and building something that is worth protecting. Building something that is worth the... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not to have power over, but to feel like what you build with your life, what you do with your life, what art you make in your life, the way in which you build up your community makes you feel like a noble, like somebody who has a stake in your community. And I don't mean that in terms of having power over people. I never mean that. I will never mean that. That's not a good thing. We should not have power over people. But to feel this pride and this, the energy, the fire, the community feeds the fires. The community feeds the fires. The community can make us feel like we are on top of the world, that we can fly. So leave behind the things, the ideas that have been put upon us about what society should be like, how we should be, how we should live. You know, get a car, get a house, have 2.5 kids, and just be this suburban just drone. Don't be a drone. Don't be a drone. Figure out the tools that you have, which you already know what they are. You already know what they are. You have already explored them. You've already been working with them. And you have a lot of them. Know what your tools are. Do whatever it is that is calling to you right now, and be of benefit to your local community. All right, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and let me know if this resonates with you, because it's truly, and I know you probably heard it in my voice, but it's just hilarious to me how much this is like, oh, hey, this is for me too as the reader, okay? All right, thank you again. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.